much for joining me for another Barter Blacks Today in Black History podcast, where we are spotlighting Black-owned businesses that I am so happy for you to get to know. I am here today with Miss Shayla Lunai, who is the owner of Luneria Cosmetics, an upscale spiritual sensitive skincare company created for Black women with sensitive skin while also promoting positive mental wellness, confidence, and self-care. This sounds amazing. Shayla, how are you today?
Good. Thank you so much for that. I am doing very well for a Monday. But how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, well, I'm excited to get this conversation started with you. So let's first start into what made you get into the skincare business.
I would say my own personal connection with sensitive skin and depression. So I was born with eczema, and
Okay.
growing up, I thought that, there was always like something lacking in the marketplace anyway. But you're a teenager, you don't know how to say that. You just be like, these products suck and everything. And but I was like, you know what, when I become an adult, there's gonna be so many more products out there. Maybe we just don't have the finances for, good products because I wasn't feeling any of the store brands that are out there. You know,
Mhm.
got that calamine lotion. Don't know if anybody knows that, but calamine, and my family having me wash in Selsun Blue dandruff shampoo, trying to help
Mm.
me. And I was like, I'm not feeling any of this and stuff.
Wow.
And so I became an adult, joined the military and everything, and then was looking around and I was like, why are we still rocking with skincare products from the 90s? Like when I was basically born and probably even before that and everything. But I still wasn't aware of what I could do. So
Right.
instead, I was like, well, people have always told me that I couldn't use scented lotions, perfumes, and stuff. But I was like, I never tried to see if I could do
Mhm.
it for myself.
Mhm.
And so I just decided to wear anything.
Right.
Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, it didn't matter. I was like, if I was going to get irritated, I was going to be back at square one anyway, because I was already experiencing flare ups and
Mhm.
stuff. But it wasn't until 2016 that I realized that I could do something. And it came in at the time I was stationed in Portugal. And
Okay.
I was Air Force, go blue. But I was stationed in Portugal and we didn't have therapists on the base. So all we had to talk to was a chaplain. And he was
Mm.
like, you need to get a constructive hobby. And I was like, I know that, throwing plates is not constructive, but it's not really destructive.
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm not hurting people, okay? But he was like, no. He was like, go do something that you can actually see a result of. And
Mhm.
so I stepped out and I was like, well, what is something that I always wanted to fix? And I was like,
Right.
my dry T zone and stuff. And still at the time, I didn't think my eczema. I was just like, my T zone. I always
Mhm.
had peeling and flaking and drying. And so I did a bunch of research on ingredients, like just went to town for a couple weeks and then just spontaneously bought all the ingredients that I wanted. And then when they came, I made my first body butter. I winged it. I
Okay.
I didn't follow a formulation. I just went with my gut. I think this is what I'm supposed to do and stuff. And then in true spirit of me, I made too much. So just like with food, I cooked like for an army. I made too much body butter and I needed to get
Mm.
rid of it. And so I just went around like the base, handing it to random people. I was like, hey, bartender, here you go.
Right.
And
Here you
just like,
go.
coworker, have fun and stuff. And everyone came back to me and was like, is this your business? And I was like, huh? I
It
was like,
is now.
right. I was like, I was just making too much and stuff. And they were like, I think you have something here.
Right.
But I didn't take it seriously. until 2018. I was getting kicked out the military um,
Mm-hmm.
for medical. I was medically retired, and then I was told from the VA that I was 100% disabled, and I was like, and I'm at the age of 24,
Mm.
and I when I got out, it's something they don't real like tell you, like the instant change that comes when you're no longer in the military. And
Yeah.
so you kind of have this moment of or period of feeling very alone and
Mm-hmm.
unsure of what to do, because every day you had a mission, you had something or someone telling you what to do, and then all of a sudden
Right.
you're like released and you're like, I'm stuck.
Yeah. What do I
And
do?
right. And I didn't want to go back to like I tried, but I couldn't do like going back to work instantly. Um and I part of it because I felt like I would be a liability with all the things I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, well, I think this is the perfect time to start actually thinking about, starting my business.
Mm-hmm.
I started it prematurely, but because I'm a perfectionist, and it was like, you're going to have to start it regardless. It's never going to be perfect the way you want. You're just going to just keep pushing it further and further out. Um, so my aunt forced me to start before I wanted to, because she invited me to an event. And it was crazy, like creating all the products, but it was also great to see people who liked my products and liked what I
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah. I think a lot of when we start businesses, we're dealing with that problem ourselves. So it that's the motivation. We enjoy doing it because we're solving our own problem too. And we're
Yeah.
like, I know people are going to love this. Like this is going to be absolutely amazing. And leading into that, I want to get into how um in doing business, how do you promote mental wellness, confidence, and self care within the company?
So I had to start that within myself.
Okay.
Definitely. um, if you saw who I was when like in 2013, 2015 on, you would definitely realize that I am not the same person that I was.
I love
I,
it.
yeah, like my whole life, um, I literally felt like I was ugly.
Mm,
Like as soon as, you become aware of yourself, you start like realizing you're attracted to people, and you're like, oh, I have a crush on her. I have a crush on him, blah, blah, blah. Like that's when I became aware of my prettiness to myself.
girls, stop. I'm glad you evolved because you are showing up and slaying today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely love it. And you are beautiful.
Thank you so much. But
Like when I pulled, I was in a different screen, and when I was like, okay,
thank
yes,
you.
showing up boldly. I love it.
Thank you. It's been a whole journey. Like I first started by modeling.
Okay, good.
I modeled when I felt my absolute ugliest.
Love
Like
it.
it was 2015. So I like decided to model and force myself, which I feel like was very extreme. But I was like, I have to force myself to see myself in a different light. And the only
Mm-hmm.
way I'm going to do that is by pushing myself to do
Yeah.
something I didn't want to do, that I was super uncomfortable with. Because when we were talking about this before, but being uncomfortable, that's where your growth is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if I want to change my view on myself, I have to do something different to myself and
Yeah.
for myself. And so I just started modeling. Now, the first couple shoulder shoots were not okay. I looked so awkward and everything. But then a year or so later, um, I went and did another shoot, and you could just
Mm-hmm.
see the act, like it was like
The difference.
happened and
Yeah.
that change and everything. And so I just kept pushing myself because I was like, I don't want you know, and it's a everyday, it's a journey. Like, sometimes my confidence is super, super high, sometimes it's a little lower. It's a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want where I had more low days than
Right.
high. And I was like,
Right.
if I'm going to tell people that I am trying to transform their lives, that I want them to see themselves, their true selves, outside of their eczema, I also have to know how to do that. I have to
Yeah.
walk that path and stuff. And like, since I have, more experience and expertise in eczema, and I'm sure other sensitive skin issues, it completely changes how you walk in
Mm-hmm.
life and how you perform and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there and you thinking that you're showing up, and you're not. You're like,
Right.
you're showing up maybe 50% of you. You're
Yeah,
not really there
definitely.
and stuff. And I was like, I don't want people to do that. I used to pretty much say that I wanted people to feel like they could walk butt naked outside and nobody would be staring at them because
Mm-hmm.
of what's on their skin. Like,
Yeah.
be staring at the fact that they're naked, but the fact, like, but you'd be like, he boldly walked out here like this, no matter what, because
Yeah.
they're not their eczema, they're not their skin issue, they are them.
So with that, tell us about the products. What are the products, and tell us what makes your products different.
So I love the question of what makes my product different, because I literally get, well, why can't I just get a $5 tube of, some cream at Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
You can, nothing's stopping you. But I tell people, I was like, the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over, expecting a difference. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I had made a post about this and it caused an uproar. I was like, how long have you been using this particular skincare product? And it'd be like, oh, years. Hmm. For the same issue. Like, it's not just because you like
Right.
it. It's just because it's the same. Your issue hasn't gone away after a decade.
Eventually, it's gonna work. Eventually.
Right. Still holding on to hope and stuff. And I was like, your loyalty is to a brand that doesn't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're loyal because, your mom put it on your skin,
Right.
her grandma put it on her skin, or whatever. But that brand no longer cares about you as a person. They only see you as a number and a dollar sign.
Mm-hmm.
Me, on the other hand, I know firsthand what it's like to go through, eczema and all these issues. I know what I wanted, you know, throughout this whole thing. And
Right.
there are, brands out there, but I've seen a lot of brands that get started because my son has eczema. Oh, I wanted to help my cousin, but nobody, I haven't seen a lot of brands who I needed help and wasn't getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so I created something that I wanted because I know firsthand. So I wanted to do that. And then I wanted to be unique by not just using the standard ingredients you see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a whipped shea, it's a whipped cocoa, just add a little bit of essential oil, maybe some, coconut oil, maybe, and boom, you got another body butter or whatever. I wanted to do further research into ingredients that we may not have heard of that
Okay.
actually have shown that it can help, even out the skin tone. Because, people focus on one thing like, oh, reduced itchiness. But then what happens when you have itchiness? You scratch, you
Right.
cause yourself to bleed, and then you get scars. And that is what happens. Like, you start hiding the scars after too.
So
So
what
I was,
ingredients are in your product? Or can you tell us that?
oh no, I can tell them because you have to have them on your label. It's just a lot. So for my body butter and my body oil are my hero like products. And
Mm-hmm.
so my body butter, it has olive squalane, which your skin already has squalene, but it reduces as you get older.
Okay.
So um it has chia seed oil, um man, my brain is like, you have a lot. Metaphone, and basically a good amount of ingredients that helps with long lasting hydration, um, and helps with evening out the skin tone, like I said, and it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed, keeps your skin soft. And when you have sensitive skin, your skin barrier is weak.
Okay.
And so you have to put things in that, well, on that helps repair it,
Right.
or, strengthen it a little. And so with my emulsified body butter, I realized, with my regular body butter, people don't use body butter correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to mainly put it on after you step out the shower, because
Okay.
body butter is a sealant.
Okay.
It seals in moisture, and
Got
water
you.
is the moisture. Well, when you have sensitive, dry skin and you're just putting it on, it's sealing what exactly? Your dry skin. It's sealing nothing.
That makes sense once you say it.
Right. It's like, yeah, this works. No, it's just like Vaseline. It's just a barrier, but there's nothing actually moisturizing you,
Right.
or hydrating you and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they say drink water, but you're drinking water, but you're also supposed to have water on your skin with these
Right.
body butters. And so with my new formula of my emulsified body butter, I included water in there. And I
Okay.
decided, and I used to be against it because I saw, like, lotions and everything on the shelves, and I was like, they felt like water. It felt like
Right.
nothing and stuff.
Yeah.
It was ashy like 5-10 minutes after and stuff. And so it took a while, but I decided to add water, and I realized that the way I was using it wasn't cheapening my product. It was enhancing it. And
Okay.
I won't. I was like, if people put this on, it has the water in it and it's going to seal it. So you're going to get
Mm-hmm.
that hydration. I'm not saying skip drinking water, but
Yeah.
still have the hydration
Absolutely not.
and stuff, right? And I made both my body butter and the body oil, I made both to be lightweight,
Okay.
because that, like I have a bone to pick with Vaseline about how sticky it is and everything to your clothes.
Mm.
So I purposely made it lightweight, so it's on. You're, hydrated, moisturized, all that. But you don't feel weighed down by it. You don't feel like
Yeah.
you got to pull your clothes off your skin or anything.
Right.
And
Right.
especially my body oil. My body oil, you put it on, I like put it on my face, my hand, and I like it's like so light you forget that you even put something on until you like rub your face like 6 hours later, and you're like, oh, I'm still good and everything.
So
Um,
tell us about the Season of Love collection.
ah, so I created this, of course, because Valentine's Day, but I didn't want to be like, yeah, this is a Valentine's Day special or whatever. And I was like, I don't want people to think that they need to show their significant other or even just themselves one day of love. It's a
Mm-hmm.
season. It should be every single day.
Yeah,
But in
definitely.
the spirit of in spirit of February, I was like, it's a whole season of love. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be dating someone to receive love. You
Right.
receive it from yourself, you receive it from the universe, receive it from your cat. I don't know, but you're receiving love constantly, but mainly like you need to receive it for yourself first. And so I created it, and because I do too much initially, but I wanted to create something completely different. And so
Mm-hmm.
I have body butter. Um, I know the name. I have so many names in my head, but I have a body butter, and it's basically my regular formulation of
Mm-hmm.
my regular body butter, but I add dark cocoa butter to it. So it looks
Mm.
like, melted chocolate and
Okay.
everything. And it smells amazing.
Okay.
It smells like cocoa butter and vanilla, and it's just super, super good. And then I have a bath tea that is called Iris Passion.
Okay.
And because a huge thing about me is that bath should not be a luxury, but it is. But because we never take the time to actually take a bath, we're always like, we're too busy.
You're right.
Are you? Are you? Because when you say that, when you tell yourself you're too busy to take a bath, you're also telling yourself you're too busy to show yourself care. You're too, like, what is going to stop you from telling yourself you're too busy from doing something else for yourself?
Right.
So I was like, a bath forces you to sit and think and release and, breathe and decompress and everything. So
Okay.
I wanted a romantic bath. Since I am spiritual, we like, you hear like love spells and love rituals and all that type stuff. And so I wanted to create that type of thing, but it's also magical. I call it my magical bath tea because it has butterfly pea flower, hibiscus flower, rose petals, and everything. So it's not only transforming you as far as the self-love goes, like you're actually showing yourself love, it also changes your bath water colors. So depending on how much you put in there, it goes from like a red to a reddish purple to indigo to a navy.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it just, the scent just lasts, forever. And it's like, that's the main thing. Also, like, most of my products are scented and everything because I'm a rebel, and I don't believe like how people say that, we are irritated by certain things, but I believe that if you have a cheap product that you add scent to, people with sensitive skin are going to be more prone to irritation and everything. However, if you have a product that has high quality ingredients and then they add scent following the usage rates, not going overboard and everything, you're less, there's a less chance of you actually, getting flare-ups and everything. And so far, knock on wood, nobody who has had eczema, sensitive skin, etc., has had any like flare-ups based off of like my products, even with the scented. So I'm like, I think my theory is going well. So I wanted to create everything that smelled amazing, but also still helped your skin.
Awesome. So they can get that right on the website, correct?
Yes.
The Season of Love collection. Okay, that is going to be in the show notes at the bottom. Definitely go grab you one.
Yes,
I definitely can't wait. I want to smell. It's the smell for me.
So, I promise you that. Like, I smelled both, and I was like dancing in my kitchen like, oh, I think we got something.
So definitely Shayla's information is going to be in the show notes. So check her out. So before we go, I wanted to give people watching a chance to shoot their shot at you. As a business owner, we all need something. So what goods or services do you feel like you need in your business that if someone came to you would be willing to barter with them?
So my main issue is reaching my people and reaching my audience. So if people have like the ability to figure that out for me, because I've tried so many things that I'm not really sure if it's working. So that is like a main thing, trying to figure out like whether it is, influencer marketing, maybe new ways of traffic, SEO. I have no idea, but I would love to like offer my products, because like my lowest is 45, my highest is my bundle, which is 250. So
awesome. I love it. So if you have services where it's SEO, marketing, sales, anything for Shayla to reach her target audience, because I think a lot of us are trying to reach our target audience. So if anyone is out there who knows how to do that with the magic wand, definitely comment below, shoot your shot at Shayla, and we'll make sure that she gets it. But all her information is going to be in our show notes. Thank you so much, Shayla, for joining me today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, we are doing this all month of February. come check out these entrepreneurs. They're super amazing, and definitely shop with them. So we are tuning out, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.